Hi guys, I'm finally back with another episode of Buster's Book Reviews. We're up to episode 49 and you're probably wondering where Buster's been. It wasn't that Chris lost me, it's that I've been under run from the CIA. It was just a misunderstanding. We got it all straightened out now and everything's okay. So maybe I can finally get back to doing all the good book reviews. Today we've got kind of a special book. It's Heat Wave by Richard Castle. Okay, now if you've ever watched the show Castle, you know that Richard Castle is a writer doing a ride-along with the MPD. The NYPD, not the MPD. Whatever. Anyway, you got, so there's one of two things. Either Richard Castle is a product of the writers of the show putting out the books in his name, or Nathan Fillion is really Richard Castle. Whichever of the two it is, I don't know. But this is the first of his Nikki Heat books called Heat Wave. And as you know, the plot goes, there's this writer guy with the newspaper called Jameson Rook. He's like real fancy, meets all the celebrities, goes out with them, partying and everything. And he teams with Nikki Heat to do a ride-along, just like in the show Castle, to do a story on the NYPD. And so what, like I said, it's hard not to picture the people like they are on the show, you know. But for some reason I have Rook pictured as the NASCAR driver Clint Boyer. I don't know why. But, so he's doing a ride-along with Nikki. So it starts out where we find out where we start out with a guy that jumped and went kersplat. Because he fell from the top of a building, but they don't think he fell. They think he got thrown. And he was a real estate muggle, or not muggle, this isn't Harry Potter. He's a real estate mogul, and his business seemed to be going under, they find out, but he has like millions of dollars in paintings in his living room, so they don't know what's going on. And you got his wife, who was basically just married him because he was a sugar daddy, because you can tell she didn't really love him. They got a kid too, but you can tell that she was just in it for the, you know, the moolah. And she's a fishy character. And you got a bunch of other characters too, and there's, I want to say that there's also Roach. That's the name they called Ochoa and I think it's Rayleigh, the two detectives. When they're together, they call them Roach. I think that's kind of clever. It's also kind of disturbing too, because I don't like roaches. But you got the interesting characters and stuff, and they're trying to solve this murder of the real estate mogul. And figure out why he went like, but and of course there's a romance that begins blooming between Rook and Nikki, because kind of like in the show, you know, she acts like she kind of hates him at first, and they don't really like each other, but then they start to get closer. And the mystery begins to unravel, and we try to figure out what's going on and why this guy was murdered. And, you know, when I first started reading it, I wasn't sure how much I was going to like it, because the characters seemed a little wooden and generic, kind of robotic. But the more I got into it, it got a little bit funnier. I like a lot of Rook's smart aleck lines and stuff, and I got to like the characters a lot better. And it took me a while to read, but finally I decided to give this 4 stars. It was definitely worth the read. It's a pretty good little read. It might start off a little slow, but it gets better. And I realize I'm rambling a lot today, because I'm not used to, I've gotten out of the habit of doing the book reviews, and I didn't really rehearse this too much. But I guess that'll do it for this review. Like it's one more time, it's called Heat Wave by Richard Castle. And go out, buy all of Chris Snider's books. You know, his Crossroads series, The Preacher, The Book of Jacob, and The Warning. It's a complete trilogy now, so you can go get those. And I'll be back with the 50th episode soon of Buster's Book Reviews. Now that'll do it for this video. And as Chris always says, happy reading.